publicity and public panic over the sightings were so great that President Harry Truman himself asked aides to get answers. When they called Ruppelt, he said it could have been caused by a temperature inversion, but that more investigation was needed to fully explain both the radar images and credible eyewitness accounts. Well, what Ruppelt had unknowingly done was hand over an answer on a silver platter. Because before an in-depth investigation could take place, the Air Force called a press conference and had decided without consulting Ruppelt or Project Blue Book that the best response to these sightings was to feed the press and the public an easy-to-swallow explanation.
Right.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. No, of course. I mean, I'm not surprised that they didn't do that immediately. Like, but he could still continue his investigation, that just behind like closed doors, right?
Well, you would think so. During the press conference, they dodged any specific questions about what the pilots and the radar operators had actually seen in the skies over the Capitol. Major General John Sanford came back again and again blaming this temperature inversion theory. Never mind that Ruppelt had come to the opposite conclusion and that he had requested an in-depth investigation that was denied.
Right. Also, didn't you say this happened overnight? Like, I don't know anything, but this is now making me think that we need a meteorologist to come ghost hunting with us or something. Yes. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be great. I love that idea.
We gotta get one of them on a ghost team, somewhere, and just, so something happens, we're like, check them real quick. What?
All right. Is this right? Check them real quick.
Is this possible at all for some kind of weather thing?
I'm going to following all of them on Instagram and Facebook right now, just to see which one of them are ghosts and aliens and all of that. Get them on our side.
But I mean, like, you wouldn't expect that these things would be happening at night. Like, I know it could be muggy and hot and everything, but there's not like a whole lot of light or anything like that. And then also the temperature should drop overnight. So all of this, I would be in the press conference, bullshit in the background.
Exactly. Yeah, right. With your megaphone. Wait, I have more questions.
And they'd kick me out.
To Ruppelt's disappointment, the Air Force's press conference worked exactly as they had planned. The papers reported the temperature inversion story, and the public largely seemed to accept that. Many had actually accused the Air Force and Project Blue Book investigators of devious behavior and secret knowledge. However, the exact phrase from the radar operator who mentioned the inversion was made public years later, along with all of the Project Blue Book documents in 1985. The operator stated, and I quote, "Inversions happen. We know what inversions look like. This is not an inversion. This is not the same thing at all." The end.
Right, because how long had he been at his job?
Right. So that's actually one of the biggest problems here, is because when the government rushes out there to just calm everyone's nerves, say, nope, it's not what you think it is, this is what it is, it makes all these guys that are in these positions look like they're kind of full of shit, right? They're
should we drug test you? What was going on that night that all of a sudden you're freaking out about this?
Right. And not just you. And not just you and you, and not just you and you. I mean, it was like every motherfucker that was there, right? I mean, It's such bullshit, man. Never before or after did Project Blue Book and the Air Force undergo such a tidal wave of UFO reports. Ruppelt left Blue Book in February of 1953. This is the next year. But he left because he was temporarily reassigned. He did return a few months later to find that his staff had been reduced to from more than 10 to only 2 subordinates. So you had 10 people working with you on these UFO stories. Now you got 2, and this guy's only kind of part-time. Whatever. So, yeah, he was pretty much frustrated. He suggested that the Air Defense Command Unit be charged with UFO investigations, and by 1969, Project Blue Book was terminated altogether. So, thus, the Washington UFO flap, which is another name for this incident, fades into the background as DC's most well-known UFO cover-up story.